You let one blast.
Shotgun blast ring out.
Yeah. I always forget about those.
Oh, I don't. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Giggity goo.
Hey, how's everybody doing on the YouTube stream? There's nobody here. Well, fuck you guys. You know what? I was looking for a sign from up above. Nope, there's one person. That's probably you. I was looking for a sign to let me know that I don't need to be doing this stupid podcast anymore. And the fact that I'm turning on the live stream.
Remember how I told you about that YouTube channel? I watched the guy's name's Wang.
Yeah.
Look what his next video is.
Orangutan prostitute. No.
Dude, I can't wait to watch it.
That's bad.
Oh, man, so good. Let me go back to our fucking page here. I saw it and I was like, what the fuck are they going to be talking about, motherfucker?
Yeah, hell yeah. We got
going on here?
One concurrent viewer. I guess that's better than nothing.
There it is. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Privacy.
Nope. Wait, what? Why can't I see the new one? It's not pulling up under...
Oh, there's two people now. We're in there. Is it working? If you're out there, there they come. Here they're coming.
Why is mine not showing us being live?
You're stupid.
I'm fucking lame.
You're stupid. It's me. Hey, Steven. Hey, Jesse. You ran my hole. We got you. Here they come. Here everybody comes.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for being here, everyone. We're doing Bigfoot attacks.
I came for the Bigfoot because I always come for Bigfoot.
Me too.
God damn it.
I came for Bigfoot and stayed for Dad.
So you bet your fucking sweet pussies that there's going to be some hot-ass Bigfoot erotica in this.
I hope. All right. Listen to this. This is going to be my elbow.
Oh fuck.
Welcome to the Clam Jam. It's the Butthole Bar Mitzvah for the cream spot. I'm the delicious Nickalicious.
And I am the Dog of Rob. What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing on this fantastic fucking Monday night?
Some of you guys are saying, what are these duders doing on this podcast? We never listened to these bros before. We're not really bros, but we're just two guys.
We're buddies.
Middle-aged assholes, halfway to 70, doing a podcast.
Oh, don't say that. Why the fuck would you say that?
I mean, it's just real.
Oh, God, that sounds awful.
Real life shit, man.
Holy fuck.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do about it? You get old, your balls get saggy?
In retrospect, now that you put it that way, I mean, it seems kind of cool because I feel like I've lived. It seems
halfway
like
over, bro.
These last 30. No, I'm gonna go past 70. Fingers crossed here.
It's halfway over.
Not if I keep drinking the way I do. But no, man, like. Fuck, I've done a lot in 35, 36 years. If I got another 36 years in me, you know what? I'm okay with that.
Dude, I haven't done shit that I want to do.
I mean, I'm not proud of anything I've done besides my kids, but I've done a lot.
Every day, I sit down. Oh, yeah, I love my family fiercely, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished with my wife. But
yeah,
every morning I wake up, I said, there's so much more shit I want to do in life. Dude, I want to travel the world. Used to, I couldn't give a fuck about seeing the world.
Mm-hmm.
I want to travel the world. I want to meet people from all over. I want to experience different cultures.
I want to continue to travel the country with my friend.
I want to
do some live shows, more live shows.
Yeah, we need to go further, though.
I'm all about it, man.
Further and deeper, Daddy.
I want to do at least one a month.
Dude, get a hot rod in your ass.
Fucking, yeah, give me that rod, Daddy.
Yeah. What if we just did a tour? What if I went to my employer and said, listen, I need 3 months off. I'm doing the Ohio tour. They say, well, you're fired. And I'd say, well, this is the fork of the road, Robert. Gotta figure this out.
I mean, I don't think we could do like a legit tour, but I think we could do like a...
You don't think we could do like a 20-city tour?
I mean, I think we could, but the question is if it could be income generating to where we could not...
Yeah, I think it could.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, we could do 3 or 4 spots in Texas alone.
For sure. I mean, we could definitely do that, but I mean...
California, 3 or 4 spots, and then you're about halfway there at that point.
I mean, I'm totally cool with, taking a day off throughout the week, like at the end of the week and doing like Friday, Saturday skits someplace, like gigs and...
And I mean, if we did that,
come back home maybe
three,
next
3 or 4 in California,
twice
3 or 4
a week
in
or
Texas,
something.
and then like 2 in Europe. I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
Twice
a month. That'd be
world tour.
Yeah,
dude, I promise we would fuck up Ticketmaster so much worse than Taylor Swift even thought about.
Man, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, we'd have people in there jacking off and still, there weren't people jacking off during T Swizzle's ticket thing. They'd be jacking off on ours. Well,
I'm sure there was.
Don't speak for everybody. Hey, how about we say thanks to our new patrons?
Yeah, let's do it.
Subscribers.
Let's do it.
I got Nirmal Kaur. That is
fuck you to summon a genie.
Nirmal nipple. Nirmal Kaur. That's a hard word. I wish.
Looks like a lovely person.
Someone should send us an email and say, hey, this is how you pronounce that shit before you
Yeah.
butcher it up.
I think that's a spell Chucky did to transfer his soul into that doll.
Oh, shakalaka. Thanks for the Patreon pledge. We appreciate you.
And next we got Adam Rodriguez. Thank you very much, Mr. Adam.
Big Adam. Or
Adam Rod.
I got a friend named Adam. I call him Madam, though. And he gets upset. I say, Madam? And he says, that's not my fucking name. Well, then fucking change it. I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Yeah, we didn't name you that.
I don't respect people's wishes. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Eternity Hillsman. Thank you, Eternity. Thank you. Even though you've chosen a life of prostitution and dancing, you've somehow given us time here at the Brohio Podcast.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eternity. Hopefully that's how long you're going to listen to our podcast.
And next, we have the probably the person who shits the biggest turds on this list. We got the Canadian logger girl, Andy. And that's not like logger like the beer. That's Logger. She's fucking cutting big logs. She's clogging toilets.
Dude, lumberjacks poop big time.
Hell yeah, they do. They eat nothing but meat and cheese.
They're dropping logs in the forest and they're dropping logs in the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
Dude, it sucked being a logger because you'd always have to poop in the woods.
Yeah, sorry for your butthole, Andy.
You never get the comfort of pooping in a toilet.
Yeah.
You'd just always be dropping logs in the woods.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man.
I think it's cool. We got, that's the cool thing about this podcast, man, is you and I are just a couple schlubs, but we got cool people from all over the world tuning in. We got doctors and loggers.
I thought you were going to say lawyers.
We got lawyers. We
got loggers.
We got lawyers. We got Jess, our cat lawyer from Kentucky. She's powerlifting. Yeah. She's terrifying. We got all kinds. We got doctors. We got chefs. We got
a lot of unemployed people.
We got a lot of unemployed people. We do this thing on if you join us
on Patreon or Zoom. Sorry,
if you join us on Patreon for $1, usually at least twice a month, we do a Zoom after the show, and everybody tunes in and we chat with everyone for an hour or so.
We're due for one.
But we do this thing where if we're meeting you for the first time on the Zoom chat, we try and guess your age and your occupation without you telling us anything. And I'll be like, oh, you look like you're an electrician and you're 31. And then they'll say, no, I'm actually unemployed. No, I always feel
that was my second guess.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew you looked like you're fucking depressed and didn't have any money. How about our last one, Corinne Deaton?
I actually know her, so it's always fun whenever I see people that the
really?
least people I would expect to listen to the. And like I was like, she has a very unique name, so I looked at her picture and I went on Facebook and I double checked to make sure it's definitely the one that I know. So
really?
Yeah, thank you so much, Corinne. I appreciate it.
Corinne,
yeah, she has her son played. She was on the same team as Carter for baseball.
Oh, really?
Not last season, but the season before when they won the championships. And yeah, she has two. She may have more than 2 kids. She has 2 kids that I know of that are fucking beasts in baseball.
I'll beat the shit. I'll rock all of them, dude. I dare them to groove me one down the middle and take them over the fence.
Yeah, they're good people, man.
That's awesome. Well, thanks Corinne.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
My grandma's name was Corinne. She had a massive stroke.
It's such a unique name, and it's a really cool name. I like it a lot.
Yeah, she just used to slobber on herself. I kind of got the worst version of her because she had a stroke before I was born. So then she was just kind of hanging out in a vegetative state.
Oh, that sucks.
But, we would go there to the nursing home to visit her, and I would take her my spelling tests, and she would always give me her bingo money.
Oh, that's cool.
But she'd be like, I'm like, thanks, Grandma. And then I get the money, and then...
Did you have one of those throat pussy things?
No.
Okay.
She couldn't talk. She's fucked up.
What are those called?
God love her. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The smoking cigarettes thing. I get smoke in here.
It's called the bonus hole.
There's a guy on TikTok that has it. He's a
Yes.
younger dude.
Yeah.
He's making some cool videos answering questions about it. But yeah, Corinne, and then we always get in the car on the drive home, and I remember I'd start bombarding my mom with questions. I'd say, Mom, how does she play bingo? And my mom would be like, she just does. And I'd be like, how does she win? She'd be like, she just does. But she could never answer my questions.
She probably didn't know herself.
No. But I guess, Grandma was playing bingo, and that's all that mattered, man. She would hook me up with some pocket change, and
Hell yeah, man.
that's really the only memory I have of any of my grandparents is my mom's mom giving me bingo money. Because my dad's parents both passed away before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's dad passed away. I heard he was a big fucking fat turd, though, so he was awful. I think he had a stupid name like Ernest or something.
Yeah, that's a fucking cool name, man.
Ernest Scared Stupid. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But then, her mom was the only one that was around after I was born, so I never really met, per se, any of my grandparents.
Right.
So when I do a grandma impression, that's kind of me just winging it, man. I don't really know what a grandma's supposed to. I've never felt a grandmother's love before.
Sure.
So every time we meet a sweet old woman, I'll be like, "Will you be my grandma?" And they're all, dude, some of them get so fucking just knee slapping turned on, and get so happy.
Yeah.
And I think, and that's why one thing I emphasize with my kids, I say, enjoy your time with my mom and dad because the shit don't last forever. You know?
And you got such great parents. I mean, that's one of the cool things that your kids get to experience because your parents are so fucking awesome.
Your kids get to experience their grandma, don't they?
They can't stand having her in the house. Yeah, I mean, I know how it is. Like, I just recently lost my grandpa.
Yeah.
So I only
sorry that happened.
No, it's alright. It happens. I mean, it's a
life is a vicious cycle, man.
Sure, and those were that was my mother's dad and my mother's mom. She died like 8 or 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were really the only grandparents that I knew.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It sucks.
Yeah.
He was like growing up. I mean, he was like the main, like probably the closest thing to like a real father figure that I had.
Sure.
And he would have done anything for me. I always knew I was his favorite. But
yeah.
And it sucks. I mean, it
does.
It's sad. Losing grandparents is really hard.
Life is not an easy. It's not. It's not easy, man. But we're here fucking doing it.
That's what you gotta do, man.
Every night I step out of that back deck with those dogs, let them take a fat shit. I look up in the sky. I say, whatever you got for me, buddy, keep sending it my way because I'm taking care of it, And also, I've been taking a really big, liking to astrology.
Really?
Astronomy. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Astronomy. Astrology's fucking stupid. That's not real.
I was gonna say you're a fucking
no.
Yeah.
Astronomy.
You're a Cancer halfway into your anus, and
you're a Vegetarian. As a matter of fact, I am a Vegetarian.
You're over a Capricorn shitting on 3 moons.
I'm actually a Virgo.
I do find that interesting, though.
Oh, sure, I find it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe in stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That. But I don't know. It's still cool to read about it.
I'm a fucking Scorpio, so that means a fuck.
I don't know what a Virgo means.
You're a fucking virgin.
I just remember.
My wife's a Virgo too, so that's not true.
I just remember we had this really shitty substitute teacher when I was a kid in elementary school, and she was there. She was substitute teaching the day on one of my birthdays. And back in elementary school, when we were kids, on your birthday, your parents would send in, cupcakes or cookies to share with the class, man. And I brought in cupcakes that day, and the teacher's like, I remember her name, Mrs. Eisert. She was
Eisert, okay.
She was nuttier than a fucking squirrel house rat.
I can't wait to hear the story.
She was it's a shit house rat. Sorry, but she's like, what's this for? I said, it's my birthday. She said, today's your birthday, and I said, yeah, September 21st. And she said, so you're a Virgo. And I said, what
God, here we go.
I said, what does that mean?
I guess I'm a virgin.
Gosh, I don't know if something bad happened to her. This is like I was little, dude.
She was judging you fucking hard.
I think this is like, this is would have been first grade.
She's like, great, I can't fuck you now.
No, well, she bent down, she got in my face. She's like, that means you're a little thief. And then she walked away from
Holy
me.
shit.
Dude, I told my mom.
She shamed you.
Yeah, I think she fucked a dude who was a Virgo. In her.
Holy shit.
She said, that means you're a little thief. And I went home that day, and I was so sad. And my mom's like, what is wrong? Because we had this substitute teacher. This is like she just started. But we were going to have her for the year because our regular teacher just found out she had a brain tumor.
Fuck.
I know, but she lived.
This is like the heaviest episode we've ever done.
Yeah, man, she lived, though. She was cool. Miss
Okay,
Appleton. Cool. But Miss Zeiser said, you're a little thief. And my mom said, what's wrong? I said, teacher called me a thief today. My mom was like, what the fuck did you steal? And she was mad. She thought I stole something. I said, I didn't steal anything. And I said, she said, well, then why'd she call you a thief? I said, she told me I was a Virgil, or I couldn't remember what she called me. She said, she called you a what? I said, like she's asked me about my birthday, and she called me a Virgil. She said, she called you a Virgo. And then I said, yeah, that's what she said. And she said, then why'd she call you a thief? I said, I don't know. She just bent down and said, that means you're a little thief. So my mom went up to school and said, what the fuck are you doing to him? Like, you're going to mess him up.
Now he's scared to steal shit. Like any other kid would.
And she tried to tell my mom it was a misunderstanding, that she was trying to make a joke about.
She got in your face and called you a thief. She called you a thief right in front of your tits. She didn't give a shit.
Said, God damn, bitch.
She's you fucking thief.
She turned out to be like one of the coolest humans that I ever had the opportunity to meet in my life. But she actually she was instrumental. I was just talking about her earlier today, actually, because we were talking about our kids not being able to get stuff in school, to understand stuff, and it just kind of clicks. She helped. I couldn't count money where the fuck.
Yeah.
But Ms. Zeiser taught me how to count money.
That's cool.
She said, this is 5 cents. This is a nickel. So you're Nick. This is a nickel. Remember, Nick's worth 5 cents. And at the time, like, that's so fucking cool. But in that moment, it clicked for me. That's how I learned to count money, was hanging after school with her. But she said, that means you're a little thief.
You've been stealing all the nickels.
What have I done? What? I didn't know what she was talking about.
Oh, dude, that's fucking wild.
Yeah. That means you're a little thief.
Oh, fuck. So let's tell everybody what we're talking about today.
Wild ass
we don't have an
bitch.
article.
Actually,
I do want to say we did drop a new Bro Talk for all you patrons.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that yet? I know we talked about it for the YouTube people, but if we have,
check it out.
One way or the other, I don't remember. I'm fucking stupid. So.
And also, there was something else. What was it? Fuck. Oh, I did start to look at an article. There's this guy that runs this Area 51 blog. It's a legit Area 51 blog.
Okay.
And the FBI fucking blew his doors off his house and did a raid this week, and no one knows what the fuck is going on.
Oh, is he arrested?
Real deal. I don't know if he got arrested, but they did a search warrant. And
we need to reach out if he doesn't get arrested.
I know. I can't wait. When he comes on here and tells a story and they burn my house down or something.
Dude, I'm all for any Area 51 stuff.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
This episode is focused on. So we've never done a Bigfoot specific episode, because if we just did a Bigfoot episode, it would last an eternity. But even kind of going through the research for Bigfoot attacks, there's so many cases of people getting attacked by Bigfoots. It was hard to condense all that together. But then I veered off the path like I always do. I said, I know what the people want. I know what the people need. They want Bigfoot erotica. They want to hear stories about people getting fucked by Bigfoots. While they're not real, they're creative writing pieces. They make for great podcasting, especially for us.
It's allegedly not real.
It's allegedly.
We have no proof one way or the other.
So then I start reading into these Bigfoot eroticas, and I realized they're not only Bigfoot erotica, but they're all homosexual Bigfoot eroticas. I said,
which is even better.
Well, where the fuck has this shit been my entire life? I found a website with hundreds of Bigfoot erotica tales.
Oh, yes.
Cryptid erotica tales.
That's all this episode is. Thank you for tuning in.
Sucking hairy, matted dicks.
That's my favorite.
Dude, Bruce was milking himself when I woke up this morning.
Oh, God.
I said, let's go potty, dude. And he just kept on getting down on his dick, just taking it all. You nasty fucker.
Oh, poor Bruce. He's a senior citizen. Let him be.
Yeah, he about bit me this morning.
Can't picture him biting anybody.
He gets.
I can picture Paisley biting someone before Bruce.
Bruce gets startled, dude. He gets.
Oh, does he?
Because he's deaf now, so when you sneak up on him, he thinks he's getting attacked or some shit. Yeah, so, well, episode is about Bigfoot attacks. So this is centered around people that have had encounters or stories where they were allegedly attacked by a bipedal hairy humanoid beast.
Love it.
I personally have been attacked by a Bigfoot. I don't wish to share my story on this podcast because it's entirely too traumatic. I remember a couple weeks ago, I told you about a traumatic experience I went through that fucked me up. That kind of blocked out of I wrecked my motorcycle. That's what it was. But I fucking wrecked it on I-75 during rush hour traffic.
Yeah.
Rear-ended the car in front of me because I hit an oil patch and it slid through it.
Yeah.
Laid my bike down. Not a single scratch on my motorcycle.
Oh, man.
This guy comes running up and he's like, my name's Billy from fucking, where's the Powder Keg Harley. He said, my name's Billy from Powder Keg Honda, man. You okay? I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking, like, you're going to fix my bike on the side of the road right now? Why does it matter if you're from from the Harley store?
Who fucking cares?
I stood up. I was fine. Like, it didn't hurt me at all.
Yeah.
And it didn't hurt the bike, but it scared the shit out of me. But then I said, oh, fuck, dude. I just hit this person in front of me.
Yeah.
The guy got out and he said, hey, man, are you all right? I said, yeah, you want to get the cops out of here so we can file a report? He said, no, dude, I smoke a lot of pot. I'm not trying to do any of that shit. I said, all right, dude, let's go. And we both rolled off. But, yeah, you got to be careful on the motorcycles.
There's that one Facebook group that I won't mention that you invited me to. Did you see that one post where the dude's head was stuck in the front end of that fucking semi-truck?
Yeah, dude.
The motorcycle hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, his fucking head was stuck in the front of that truck, bro.
It was rough.
His bike was laying like 40 feet back behind it. Ooh, God.
That's some gnarly shit, man.
Yeah. Ooh.
Sasquatch is a large, hairy humanoid that some believe to live in the northwestern United States and western Canada. It also is pretty prevalent here in the United States, the Appalachia, and that area as well. The name comes from Salish, Sasquaxi, Skak, Salish, Skak.
There's no correct pronunciation of this.
It's spelled SE''SXAC, so it's like scat.
Sussex?
It means wild men. Sasquatch is
No, it
also...
doesn't. That means sex.
It means poopy sex. Man, scat porn's disgusting.
God.
What do you want to do? I don't really like for you to shit on me. Well, we usually shit in the toilet here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'll watch. I cannot watch that.
No thanks.
No poopy.
Sasquatch is also known as Bigfoot and appears to represent the North American counterpart of the Himalayan region's mythical monster, the abominable snowman, or the Yeti. Sasquatch, or the Scatman, as we like to call him, is normally described as a bipedal primate that is anywhere from 6 to 15 feet tall.
God damn, that's huge.
It is often said to give off a foul smell and either moves silently or emits a high-pitched cry. Alleged Sasquatch footprints have measured up to 24 inches long. Some people credit the British explorer David Thompson with the first discovery of a Sasquatch footprints in 1811. Since then, several photographers and videographers have claimed to have seen Sasquatch, although none of their purported evidence have been verified. If you go to Bigfoot research, let me see if I can find it real quick.
There's one thing a lot of people don't know is that Bigfoot is, I don't necessarily want to say based off of, but there was a creature from back in the day that actually did exist called, I think it was the Gigantopithecus.
I took one of those this morning when I woke up.
I only know this because of Joe Rogan. He always talks about it. Something like that.
It's like a fat piss this morning.
It's something it's essentially like that, but it actually existed, and it was pretty much like an 8-foot tall ape creature that was bipedal.
I got
Gigantopithecus. Yeah, I think that's right.
On on BFRO or Bigfoot Research Organization.net.
Yeah, it is. Look. Gigantopithecus.
God damn, that's a big gorilla, dude.
Yeah. And that's what they believe that Bigfoot descended from, I think is what it is.
That thing's real, too.
Big old bipedal monkey. Big motherfucker.
Yeah. On this BFRO, they have some sound recordings of different Bigfoots.
Mm-hmm. Big feet? Is that it plural?
Bigfoot is it?
Bigfootai. They bark? It's like a tornado siren.
No, dude, that's a Bigfoot. All right. That's from 1994 in actually Columbiana County, Ohio. Which
damn,
I did some over the road work in Columbiana County, Ohio, and that's the home of the Ohio Grassman. There, they got a big fucking cult following of whatever it is out there.
Hell yeah.
Here's another. This is from Mississippi in 2004. I'm just kidding. The fucking link is broken. Fuck. God damn, dude. These motherfuckers. This shit-ass website. I was hoping to play some nice noises of Bigfoots for our people. But, Class B encounter. This is the first howling record from, Florida. That sounds like an elephant, maybe. There's lots of cool pieces of research, cool pieces of evidence, whatever, on this BFRO website.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can also go into the reports, and they got lots of reportings by. You can break it down by state, so you can go to Ohio, and they have different. You can break it down by county. So we're in Montgomery. There's been 4 Bigfoot, and they break it down by Class A and Class B and Class C. So I believe a Class C is like, all right, this thing's fucking us in the ass right now.
Okay.
And a Class A is like, we saw it. Class B, we saw it, we smelled it, we almost touched it.
Smelled it, we dealt it.
You smelled it, you dealt it. Yeah, but that's a cool BFRO.net. That's a really cool website.
Cool.
One of the first examples of a Bigfoot attack. So these Bigfoots, everyone's, they see them, they smell them. A lot of people say these Bigfoots will throw rocks at you. They'll throw poop at you. They'll scream, howl. They stink like shit and fucking old cum. They kind of smell like us, It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it, man.
Very tough, yeah.
But one of the first recorded attacks is 1829, Okefenokee Swamp. Let's see if I got this pronounced right. Okefenokee. Give me a pronunciation, Google. Okefenokee. Isn't that a Disney movie?
Okefenokee.
Okefenokee.
There you go. Look at you.
I'm fucking
Phonetics works.
Choctaw Indian, bro. This is one, if not the earliest accounts of a Bigfoot attack in the United States. In most indigenous folklore, Sasquatches are portrayed as shy creatures who you usually only catch a glimpse of and never attack you. In February of 1829, there were reports in several newspapers across the county, of an attack by a giant hairy man in Okefenokee Swamp in Georgia.
Sorry.
Back in 1829, the first settlers were moving into the fringes of the Okefenokee Swamp, and they began to pick up local indigenous legends about a mysterious race of people who lived on an island deep in the swamp. According to newspaper reports, 2 men and a child ventured off into the Okefenokee Swamp, and after exploring for a while, came across strange footprints that were 18 inches long and 9 inches wide, just like my fat fucking cock.
Good Lord, that's so fucking big.
I know it is, buddy.
Oh,
I didn't
man.
choose this life. This life chose me. This discovery frightened the men, and they immediately left the swamp. What are you doing in my swamp? They left the swamp to go back home. Word of their findings got around, and a group of hunters decided they wanted to pursue this beast. Kill the beast. One of the men guided the group of 6 hunters to the spot where they found the footprints. After a few days of tracking the creature, the men were discharging their weapons to replace their gunpowder when a wild animal attacked their camp. The beast managed to kill 5 of the men before finally succumbing to their bullets. The men measured the dying beast and claimed it was 13 feet tall and was covered in coarse hair. The remaining 2 men decided to run for their lives out of fear that the creature's screams would attract others. The men left the Sasquatch body and the bodies of their fallen companions. What a bunch of bitches.
Pussies.
Because no bodies were ever recovered, we have no definitive proof this incident ever happened. The writer from this website says, I'm of the belief that something happened, but the 2 men embellished their story. Either that or something happened that they couldn't explain, and their subconscious filled in the gaps with local indigenous legends. Stories like this one fascinate me because there very well could have been something unexplainable. While I don't think that Sasquatch currently exists, alligators have been thriving in Okefenokee Swamp since prehistoric times. And I will say the writer from this website, he's a pretty big skeptic. So
okay,
he provided a lot of good research for, I guess, the purpose of this episode. But he's a big skeptic, so you know, just keep that in mind whenever you're reading. He's pretty subjective about all this. And,
well, that's good.
He definitely doesn't think Bigfoots are real, which you and I have been doing this for a long time. We know Bigfoots are real.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we were supposed to be at CryptidCon this weekend.
Yeah, someone actually already said about that in the chat.
And I had the fucking flu, dude. I just Wednesday I left work. I don't remember anything until Friday evening. I probably had north of 75 bowel movements in 3 days.
Delightful.
I was so tired of wiping my ass.
You just stopped.
But the thing was, it wasn't the stomach flu. When I get the stomach flu, it's like glass in my stomach, and I know that I can't hold it. But this flu that I had, I could hold the poop. I would just say, like, all right, I'm going to shit myself, and I would hold it, and I could hold it. But
like in your hand?
No, I couldn't do that. It was too watery. But then I had the fever, the chills, all that stuff, man. But I'm out of the woods now.
Good.
If I said, you know what, thank God I'm getting this now and not on Thanksgiving, because I'd have been pissed if I got it on Thanksgiving.
Oh, man.
I had strep throat on Thanksgiving one year when I was a kid. That was the closest I've ever come to having my mom and dad kill me.
Worst Thanksgiving ever.
It was bad, dude.
Yeah, that's one holiday you don't want to get sick on. I mean,
I
don't.
I've eaten so much that I've puked on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, that's expectable. I mean, you know what I mean? It's
yeah, man, my uncle was so mad, I puked all over his fucking carpet.
all over his dick.
Yeah, Ralph threw up all over his penis.
His funkle.
How about this one, man?
Let's go. Night.
Probably my favorite president right here.
Yeah, right here. He's a bad motherfucker. 1893, Teddy Roosevelt's Bigfoot encounter. Let's fucking get into old Theodore here. So in Teddy Roosevelt's 1893 memoir, The Wilderness Hunter, the former president recounts a strange story about a strange ape man attack from a grizzled, weather-beaten old mountain hunter named Bonham, who, not Bono, but Bonham, who was born and passed all his life on the frontier. Let's see here. Although this is not a first-hand account, the story stuck with Teddy because it was so different from anything that he had experienced in his own life as an avid outdoorsman. According to Bonham, when he was a young man, he and a friend went beaver trapping.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm going beaver trapping tonight as a matter of fucking fact.
They're getting all that pussy. They went beaver trapping in a river valley in the Montana Territory and were camping in a mountain pass where a lone trapper's half-eaten remains were found by mining prospectors. The two men left their horses at the foot of a pass and climbed a small glade where they set up their camp. The men left the campsite and set out to place beaver traps along the river. When
Beaver trap is such a nasty name for a hole your children come out of.
it really is. I'm gonna fuck your beaver trap later.
I fucking love your beaver. Just tonight, gentlemen, listen to this show. When you make love to your wife, I want you to refer to her vagina as her beaver, and I want you to tell her how wet it'd be. Like, God, your beaver's so wet.
I can't wait to dam up your beaver.
I can't wait to pee inside your beaver.
Oh shit!
Report back, brohiopodcast@gmail.com.
Let us know how that goes. When they returned to camp that evening, they found their lean-to destroyed, and the contents of their bags scattered across the ground around what appeared to be bear-like tracks. Bottom's friend...
Surprise, motherfucker.
Bottom's friend made a torch from their campfire and investigated the tracks. He said that the bear had been walking on 2 legs.
Oh, shit.
Bonham laughed off the idea, and the 2 trappers went to sleep, but hours later, Bonham was awoken by an unpleasant stench and a shadow of a great body. Definitely not mine or Nick's body. It was at the entrance of their lean-to. Bonham fired his rifle at the beast, and it retreated to the forest. The next morning, the men went back to business as usual, and after returning to the camp after a long day of checking the traps, they again found their lean-to destroyed with the same footprints. That night,
shit.
the 2 men barely slept as they heard heavy feet snapping twigs around their camp and a horrible cry echoing through the night. The next morning, the men decided that enough was enough, and it was time for them to leave this creepy valley with their lives intact. They worked together, emptying their traps all day, and Bonham volunteered to retrieve the last 3 traps from a nearby river on his own. A few hours later, when he finally returned to camp, he found the still warm body of his friend against a tree with 4 fang marks in his broken neck and the same footprints that they saw at their camp.
That's scary, man. He killed him.
It's a vampire.
What the fuck do you do with a beaver after you catch it, though? Those are bad motherfuckers, man.
It's a fucking... Yeah, it's a Bigfoot beaver vampire.
It was a Bigfoot beaver.
Vampire, yeah. While neither Bonham nor Teddy Roosevelt identified the creature as a Sasquatch.
It was a beaver foot.
It's a beaver foot. That's the same thing as like a... the same thing as like a fucking moose knuckle. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's, okay, well, neither Bonham nor Teddy Roosevelt identified the creature as a Sasquatch. Its bipedal stance, awful stench, and screams perfectly match the descriptions given by indigenous people. However, where their story differs from the natives is that Bigfoot attacked and killed a man. To the best of my knowledge, Bigfoot is peaceful in Native American oral tradition.
Hell yeah, he is.
Look, I have no idea how to explain this one. It could be fabricated. Perhaps Bonham knew of the indigenous legend of Sasquatch and made up a story to impress the president. Or perhaps the Native American legend is based on something real and they experienced it firsthand. My money is on a great story to tell your drinking buddies, but I won't rule out something crazy happened to them. The frontier was a dangerous place in the 1800s. I couldn't imagine, man.
You see that fucking chimpanzee seeing her baby after a few days? That video that's going viral right now?
I don't know if I have.
Her chimp is in there, like they put the chimp in the holding area, and then she doesn't realize her baby's in there with her, who she hasn't seen in like 2 days. And then the mom and chimp sees the baby and picks it up and just like starts, crying and chimp and holding the baby and rocking.
Oh,
They're extraordinary creatures, man. I really want a chimp, but then that lady had her fucking face ripped off by one.
Yeah, I mean, it really isn't that hard to believe that we're that distantly relative.
Oh,
like,
dude.
from
I could jerk off with a chimp hand.
I could fuck a chimp.
And I couldn't do that.
It could fuck me.
Their butts are too weird looking.
It's a baboon.
No matter how big they get, they got like toddler looking butts.
That's true. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just too weird. Yeah.
None of them have dumpies.
They look like they're good kissers though, for sure. Stinky ass fucking breath.
Yeah, they they look like sensual lovers.
Little tiny dicks though.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you seen the picture of the chimp without hair?
I think I have.
It looks like Joe Rogan.
On Alpha Brain.
1924. This is a big one, man. This is a lot of people say this is the foundational Bigfoot attack of all attacks. Okay,
Hell
this
yeah.
is the we could probably do an entire episode on this one. I didn't know much about it until I read about it today. This is the assault on Ape Canyon.
Ooh, shit.
And
That's
where else would
cool.
you think you're going to encounter a bunch of fucking Bigfoots than
Ape Canyon?
Ape Canyon.
Definitely sounds right.
Ape Canyon is a gorge along the edge of the plains of Abraham to the southeast of Mount St. Helen. In 1924, a group of gold prospector. You got liquid gold on them shells. Fred Beck, Gabe Lefevre, John Peterson, Marion Smith, and Smith's son Roy set out to search for gold in Ape Canyon. According to their story, the men encountered a group of ape men about 8 miles away from Spirit Lake. The men described the creature as 7 foot tall, around 400 pounds, with 4-inch long ears sticking straight up, short stubby toes, long black hair, and they were described to walk with a human gait.
That's how I like them.
God, man. One of the... oh, fuck.
I'm so fucking
The
old.
Bigfoot erotica is coming later on in the episode. So don't get it twisted.
I thought we were getting into it already.
One of the men was so startled by this that he fired his rifle 3 times, striking the beast and knocking it off of a cliff. The men thought nothing of it. You just killed a fucking Bigfoot. That ain't shit, bitch. The men thought nothing of it and went about the rest of their night hanging out in their cabin when suddenly the house seemed to shake. According to Beck, a gang of these very angry gay apes...
Gapes.
Oh, yeah, a gang of apes. That wasn't gay apes.
Oh, okay.
A gang of these very angry ape men were throwing rocks at the house, and the men grabbed their rifles and fired back. According to this story, Beck was knocked out for 2 hours by a rock.
What a pussy.
He wasn't knocked out. That motherfucker was in a coma.
That's a fucking coma. Nobody gets knocked out for that long.
That is a preposterous statement. This writer says, I did some research, and while I couldn't find any information specifically related to being unconscious for 2 hours, I did find a ton of articles that basically suggest you should seek medical attention if you're knocked out for even 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. The siege lasted the entire night, and the creatures retreated in the morning. First thing in the morning, the men fled and reported the incident to a very skeptical state trooper and a local newspaper. The story became so popular and widespread that the canyon was given the name Ape Canyon. And there's another podcast called Mysterious Universe. They had a really good, well-written article about the encounter with a lot more information about the Ape Canyon attack. And man, there's a lot of there's a lot of credence that should be given to this story. I think that there might have been something that they, whether it was just like a pack of fucking feral humans or
That's how I prefer my humans.
I want a feral human like the wild whites of, is that what those those inbreds we did?
Yeah.
I want one of those.
I do too. The fucking Donnie Thornberry.
I just want someone that lives in my house that shits on the floor. That isn't a dog.
That's true, yeah.
When I was making that I smoked that chicken yesterday, I spatchcocked it where I cuck it, I fuck it, and I make Stacy watch me fuck it.
You've cucked the fuck out of that chicken.
I cucked the chicken. I started fucking it, and I said, get in here and watch me fuck this chicken.
Oh, shit.
No, I cut the spine out with, like, kitchen shears. And Bruce ate the fucking spine out of the trash last night.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did, man.
Damn it.
What a fucking bastard.
Oh, dude. That's fucking great.
His butt's going to hurt so bad.
Is there anything in here?
Yeah, there's everything. What do you want?
Yeah. Everything.
There's the Bush Apple. There's
Crapple.
yeah. There's Mountain Dews. There's Heineken. Or Rolling Rock, and nothing that you drink. There's one strawberry thing back there you might like.
Oh, fuck me.
It's in that back right corner.
See it.
Go in.
Go look at my butt.
Dive a little deeper.
My butt, you too.
We gotta talk about the 1950 disappearance of Jim Carter, not the president.
Let's fucking do it. Can we do it? You do it?
Oh, you got it. It's your turn.
Hell yeah. So in May of 1950, Professional mountaineer and skier Jim Carter mysteriously disappeared in Ape Canyon. That's a fucking theme right here. After leading a group of 20 people from Seattle up Mount St. Helen. Carter left the group at Doug's Heads Peak and told them that he would ski down and take their photo as they skied down to Timberland. I was expecting you to do a Timberland.
Timber!
The rapper.
I'm not very hip to I bought Timberland boots today for work. You get a pair of those.
Okay, never mind.
Those are comfy.
That was the last time anyone saw Carter dead or alive. The next morning, the Seattle Mountain Search and Rescue Unit set out to search for Carter, and they found his discharged camera where he
I
had
left some discharge in my underwear last night.
Been there, brother. Where he had taken the photo. Carter's ski track suggested that he took off the mountain in a wild, death-defying dash, taking chances that no skier of his caliber would take unless something was terribly wrong or he was being pursued.
Fuck yeah.
That's fucking dope. I want somebody to write some shit up about me like that.
I want someone to come in my
ass.
I want someone to come in here and do a podcast with us. Start the bidding at $1,000.
Hell yeah, sold.
To
me.
You win.
So Bob Lee, former member of Seattle Mountain Search and Rescue Unit,
and Def Leppard,
reported that he felt as if he was being watched from the woods during the initial search for Carter. It was the most eerie experience I've ever had. There was something strange on the high slopes of the mountain. I could feel the hair on my nuts standing up. Oh, neck. It was eerie. I was unarmed except for my ice axe, and believe me, I never let go of that. Carter's complete disappearance is an unsolved mystery to this day. Dr. Otto Trott, Lee Stark, and I came. Like he says this like we should fucking know who these people are.
Oh, I know who he is.
Okay.
World-renowned
Okay. And
Sasquatch scientist.
Finally came to the conclusion that the mountain devils got him. Oh, the mountain devil. That's
fucking mountain devil.
After 2 weeks of searching every inch of Ape Canyon, absolutely no sign of Carter besides his blank camera and frantic tracks were ever found. Eventually, Dr. Otto Trott came to the conclusion that the mountain devils got him. According to Trott, there had been 25 reports of mountain devils, which are described as ape-like creatures at Mount St. Helen over a 20-year period. While there is no evidence that Carter was killed by Bigfoot, his disappearance is still an unsolved mystery. I honestly have no idea what happened. Maybe he just went crazy. Seriously, though, this is eerie.
I don't like the opinions of this writer.
I kind of dig it.
He kind of
lets you know where he stands.
Fuck him.
Let you know he ain't just like a fucking yes man.
Punk ass bitch. Bigfoot's real, man.
Yeah.
And I've seen, we got tagged about 1,000 times in a meme that says, Mothman stole my catalytic converter.
Yeah.
I think I want to get that shirt.
I saw that too, yeah.
I think I'd look good in that shirt.
Yeah.
Look real nice in that.
I want the one that says like Mothman ate my ass and Point Pleasant.
I didn't get to see the statue when we were there. I
don't think we did either.
I was really sick for that too. I had a fever and I was just like dazed and out of it.
Yeah.
I was really out of it this weekend, but
I do want to go back.
Yeah, West Virginia was fun.
I got to at least smack those cheeks. That Mothman's got a thick-ass booty, dog.
Yeah, he's got a dumper on.
Yeah, fucking onion.
There ain't ever been poop come out of that thing.
No, it's pristine. It's a fucking pristine moth
That's
booty.
A cup of water right there.
Oh, yeah. We got to pour a beer down the ass crack and take the luge.
I'm all for that.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We got this last story actually came from a sister podcast.
I love the title of this.
You can check these guys out. This is from their blog, but it's Bigfoot Encounters. They have a really good, real big podcast, man. It's they got a really big show. But this is from their blog. I'm brushing my beard. You guys like ASMR?
Yeah, I love it.
That's my beard brush. This is me brushing my beard.
Get closer. We can't hear it. I wish I had some ice to eat.
That was my butthole.
This is me eating ice.
Yeah, my wife's like, why don't you take ice down there for him anymore? I said, because he fucking chomps it in the microphone and everyone gets mad.
I only do that just to piss those people off.
But I was going to start doing the spheres again
to
combat you because it would give you ice for your drink.
Sure.
And you wouldn't be able to crunch it.
It wouldn't break down enough for me to crunch it.
Yeah, unless you can. I mean, I've seen you unhinge your jaw before. I know you can do that.
I got some pretty strong chompers.
And I know you guys are thinking, Nick has seen him unhinge his jaw to perform sexual gratification. No, I actually watched him unhinge his jaw to eat a sandwich. It was actually dump beer all over yourself.
How the fuck did I miss my mouth?
What a fucking idiot.
Holy shit.
There, God, I wish I had the link, man. There's this dude that wakes his mom and dad up on TikTok. He goes into their room in the middle of the night and wakes them up and tells them he had a nightmare, but he's like 23.
I already love this.
And the mom and dad are like, get the fuck out of here. And he's just like, I'm scared. Is it cool if I lay with you? And they're like, you can lay on the floor or whatever. But and then the dad's finally like, I will pay you to leave. I will pay you to get out of here.
Oh, shit. That's so good.
And my wife wants me to go do it to my mom and dad.
Oh, dude, that'd be so funny.
But, dude, my dad keeps guns, okay?
Yeah, I'd be worried.
This motherfucker has been waiting to shoot somebody for as long as I've been alive. He's been waiting to shoot somebody.
Especially the type of people that live where he lives.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was a kid once, we woke up on Saturday morning. I woke up and I walked out in the living room. My little brother's asleep on the couch, and then across the other side of the living room on the love seat, there's some fucking dude.
What?
Sleeping on our love seat, just sitting there with his fucking chin down. And I said, I had like cousins coming and going.
Yeah.
But I was super close to my cousins, but I thought it was maybe one of their friends, but none of them were home. My brother and my cousins weren't home. And I went in my mom and dad's room like, there's a guy on the couch, and I don't recognize him. And my mom and dad didn't believe me. And then finally I said, I'm serious. There's somebody out there that's not anyone I've seen before.
Holy fuck.
And my dad got up and put on a robe with his fucking balls hanging out and shit. And the best part about when he went out there is, dude, my dad wanted to be a fucking cowboy. He should have been a cowboy. He put his robe on, but then he put a fucking holster on, like a cowboy, like a John Wayne.
Yeah, his fucking 6-shooter out, ready to fucking throw down. I challenge you to a duel.
So he fucking clink, 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 clink.
Got his fucking spurs on, dusted
walks
them
out
off.
there and to fucking wax this motherfucker. This dude wakes up, and my dad said, "What are you doing?" This guy's like, "Is this Bobby Sue's house?" And my dad's like, "No, motherfucker, this is 444 Main Street," which he said our address.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to give the address, but
sure.
And he's like, I'm really sorry. My dad said, "I suggest you get the fuck out of my house right now." And I was really thinking my dad was going to shoot this guy. I'm watching from the hallway, just
Come on, go see a murder?
shitting all over myself. But the dude just made a mistake. He was just really
yeah.
drunk and made a mistake. But we started locking our door that night. We leave the front door unlocked for my brother and my cousins.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. And then
I don't know.
another instance, my dad, there was somebody out in the garage was fucking around, and it woke me up, and I woke him up, and he put my mom's robe on, like a rose silk robe.
That's fucking hot.
And his dick and balls and his ass are hanging out of the bottom of it.
Hell yes.
And he would sleep naked, dude.
That's so good.
And I remember I followed him through the kitchen out to the back door, and I could just see his balls because kind of get like his tactical squat. He's going out there. But I think he threw some rounds that night. I think he did make some. If I remember, I was little for that one, but I think he might have shot his gun that night.
Hell yeah, good for him.
Yeah, but I can remember seeing his dick and balls, which wasn't
in the gunfire light.
It wasn't crazy to me because I would shower with him and stuff. So, seeing his dick and balls wasn't anything weird. But then I started asking him questions about his dick. And that's when he's like, "All right, get him out of here. Get that motherfucker out of here." All right, this story is the Bigfoot in the outhouse. Because, if I was looking for a Bigfoot.
That's the first place I'd look.
Yeah, that's where I'd go get Rob because Rob would be pooping someplace.
Fuck yeah, I would.
I would like to tell you something about where I grew up in northern Oklahoma on a farm in the 1960s and 70s. The location is somewhere west of Interstate 35 in the northernmost part of Oklahoma. It was a very wooded area. My uncle, who had lived in the area all of his life, told a story about how when he was about 8 or 10 years old, he was going up to the outhouse one cold winter night. They didn't have indoor plumbing in the old house yet. You ever shit in an outhouse before?
I have not.
Gnarly, dude. These
Yeah.
motherfuckers dig a hole in the ground and set a box on top of it, and they shit in it for a few months. And then when they fill that hole completely full of shit,
They move it.
fill the hole up, they dig another hole, and they move the box.
That's fucking
And you
cool.
have to go outside to shit in the box.
I bet that grass is green as fuck once it starts growing.
Dude, I had to shit in one time.
The closest thing was at the lake. That's the closest thing like an outhouse I've ever shit in.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's literally just a fucking hole in the ground.
My uncle, who lived in the area all of his life, told a story about how when he was about 8 or 10 years old, he was going out to the outhouse one cold winter night, and said that as he tried to open the outhouse door, there was something inside it preventing it from opening. My uncle said he was sleepy and cold and just wanted to do his business and be done with it and get back into the warm house, so he pushed his way into the outhouse with a bit of force. He was suddenly confronted by running right into a huge, stinking, hairy creature. That was a fucking turd taking flight. He first told me this story before I was aware of Bigfoot. I don't think he was ever aware of such things. I don't recall the Patterson footage being general knowledge around there at that time. And I was curious about all the things weird and wonderful and read up on the paranormal as often as I could. Anyway, what he described back then now today seems like a pretty average description of a Bigfoot creature. He said that he just bumbled face first right into this wall of stinking fur. He said it smelled like a dead pig in the mostly dark outhouse, and not knowing what was going on, there weren't any bears around there. He looked up and saw a huge, wide-eyed monster face staring back at him. My uncle let out a terrified scream, as you naturally would being a kid in such a circumstance, and said that the thing screamed back at him at the same time.
Scared the fuck out of the Bigfoot.
Seemingly equally frightened, and then it shoved him out of the way and onto the ground and stepped over him and started running away across a nearby pig pen towards the woods and the river beyond. My uncle says that he sat there on his butt on the ground screaming in fear and watching this big ape-like thing running away. It was sort of a comedy story when you envision a little kid and a Bigfoot frightening the bejesus out of each other in an outhouse. And I always loved that story and sometimes asked my uncle to tell it because he'd be so animated when he did. He said he ran back in the house screaming about monsters and woke up everybody. My grandmother confirmed this with a grin when she was still alive, and the whole family remembered the incident well. My uncle absolutely swore this was a true story, and years later, after learning about Bigfoot, it gave the story more credence to me. My uncle died many years ago, but his wonderful comic horror story is still fresh in my mind because of the way he told it with wide eyes and excited voice, even when he was an adult, and his absolute insistence that it was true. An absolute insistence. Some years later, I had 2 Bigfoot encounters myself near there, but I won't go into that. This is getting a bit long. But you guys, here's the most important thing to remember. We don't have to shit in outhouses anymore.
That's very true.
That's scary-ass shit. There's no way my kids could poop or pee in an outhouse.
No.
Not a chance. But that leads us to the part of the episode we've all been so excited for. I've recovered a couple pieces of Bigfoot erotica, and I would love to share them with you. Everything you've heard in this episode up until this point, completely true.
Absolutely.
Now this Bigfoot erotica, I just don't know. I just can't put I can't put a finger on it. I can put a finger in it, but I can't put a finger on it. Just like Grandma, you know, I'm going to finger it.
Oh, yeah.
I think Bigfoot erotica turns me on.
I love it, yeah.
And what makes this Bigfoot erotica so special is that it's homosexually based. It's for gay people like us.
That's why I like it so much.
It's for gay people with wives like us. That's why it's so special. Okay? This first story is called The Crow Witch. I had to really cut this story down to kind of get a little snippet of it for you guys. And what the premise of the story is there's a witch. There's a witch, a male witch named Fletch, not Flesh, like the fleshlight.
Fletch.
It's a male witch named Fletch, and then a Bigfoot that lives in a cottage named Samuel. What a very proper name for a Bigfoot.
Samuel. That's very proper.
And the witch is traveling through and stops to see his old friend Samuel.
Okay.
And in some way or another, I was trying to read through the story, but it was just too long. They make a deal of sorts.
Okay.
And the deal is sealed with a very sensual act.
Swack.
With a very, very...
Sealed with a kiss.
With a beaver trap. All right. I gotta bring this in fucking close right here. I know you are special. I also know what I give in return for a night with you. Witch.
That's a properly placed punctuation right there. Witch.
Remember, Samuel is the Bigfoot. The witch is named Fletch. Samuel's kisses trailed lower till he was suckling at Fletch's chest. Fletch whimpered in response and arched his back so the big creature could have full access to his chest. Then the deal... Quote, then the deal has been struck. Fletch's fingers curled in Samuel's fur. Samuel then leaned back, his back flat against the ground. He now looked up at Fletch for the first time. Having always been used to looking down at the witch, he now saw him in a new light. His pallid and lithe body was poised as Fletch maintained his balance atop the great creature's thighs. His back was to the light of the fire, casting him in an ethereal glow. Ethereal glow. Then Fletch began to move. Like his dance, it was sinuous and seductive. His hands brushed over his chest, then belly to his thighs, where he spread them wider, showing off the partially erect cock.
It's fucking just partially, right? He was just turtle heading a little bit. He said, look at this. In all of its splendor.
Showing off the partially erect cock that bobbed there between his legs.
Bobbed.
My dick has never bobbed before.
I don't want to ever say my dick is bobbing.
What are you doing? Just bobbing my dick.
That's like so unsexy.
Remember, Samuel's the Bigfoot. Samuel's own cock was growing erect at the sight of Fletch. Remember, Fletch is a male witch.
I love gay Bigfoot around.
Fletch's hand snaked between his thighs to where the monstrous cock of the Bigfoot was growing erect. He used both hands to rub it from base to tip as his fingers couldn't reach all the way around.
God damn, that's a girthy boy.
Pre-cum leaked from the tip of Samuel's cock as Fletch rubbed it to erect.
Nice.
Fletch licked his lips and bowed his head to suck the tip of the cock, and his hands worked the shaft. Groaning, Samuel the Bigfoot pulled Fletch from his position and then turned him around so he was now straddling Samuel's face. His tongue darted out and licked over Fletch's erect shaft before he suckled on his balls. Eliciting a moan of pleasure from Fletch as his own mouth was fastened over the head of Samuel's cock.
I love how you hit that hard C around his cock.
Then his mouth released Fletch's balls in favor of rubbing his tongue along his perineum. And then to his tight asshole.
He licked down his gooch.
That's like mopping the floor at Waffle House, dude.
Oh, God.
Fucking gross.
Hey, you imagine a fucking Bigfoot's gooch?
Don't ever lick my gooch.
There ain't a clean strip on that gooch. It's all hair.
Fletch would need to be worked well if he was going to take Samuel's huge cock. Gotta loosen that asshole up. Samuel's tongue rasped. Oh, God, he's got a cat tongue.
It's got little teeth on
He's
it.
got a cat tongue.
He's a witch?
But what would you expect? No, Samuel.
Oh, okay, it's a Bigfoot.
Remember, Samuel has the proper name. Samuel is the Bigfoot.
right.
Samuel's tongue rasped over Fletch's asshole.
So big feet have cat tongues.
Cat tongues?
Oh, shit.
You know what they say about me? I got big feet, but I got a feline tongue.
Oh, man.
Samuel's tongue rasped over Fletch's asshole before slowly starting to penetrate in with small thrusts.
Oh, shit.
Fletch kept himself clean and tasted of sweat and the soap he used that day. Oh, thank God I know what that tastes like.
Shit.
Samuel grunted in approval as Fletch writhed against him as he pushed his tongue in deeper, using his saliva to lubricate Fletch's butthole. Mouth now working down on Samuel's cock. Fletch moaned around the thick member in his mouth. Then Samuel's fingers spread Fletch's ass cheeks, and he looked at the wet, twitching asshole.
Oh, God.
Cock jumping before sinking one thick digit into his asshole up to the second knuckle.
Fuck.
He's holding Fletch like a bowling ball. He's about to hit that 7-10. He's about to hit that 6-9 split.
You know the fucking Bigfoot had them thick boy fingers, too.
Got the second knuckle.
Got them
there.
fucking ballpark Frank fingers.
Got them sausage fingers. Lubricated already, his blunt finger entered Fletch, and Fletch's mouth popped off of Samuel's cock so he could gasp in surprise. Fletch, laying atop Samuel's torso, arched his back and began to move his hips back against the thick digit inside his asshole. He began to suck Samuel's shaft, one hand working the tip as the other worked the fuzzy balls below. Samuel then pushed his finger into Fletch's ass all the way and watched as the young man ground himself against his hand. Oh, my God.
Jeez Louise.
I think Fletch is in heat. He then began to pump his finger in and out of Fletch's asshole and savored the moans of pleasure that resonated through Fletch's mouth and directly to Samuel's cock. He then added a second thick finger and began moving it in and out as well. Samuel used his saliva to continually lubricate Fletch's asshole as he massaged inside. Samuel, I can't take it. Fuck me.
Damn.
From the witch. Came the husky voice of Fletch from somewhere below the beautiful spectacle of his ass getting fingered by Samuel. Then take me. Samuel grunted as he pulled his fingers from Fletch, leaving his ass soft and ready for the fucking. Fletch then stood and turned towards Samuel, their eyes locked as Fletch climbed on top of the hulking creature. Once again on top, Fletch crouched with his feet on Samuel's hips as he aligned his asshole with Samuel's monstrous cock. Even though he had doubts it would fit, Fletch powered through the doubt and dropped his weight so he felt the blunt head
God damn.
of Samuel's cock begin to penetrate his asshole. I've never fucked a Bigfoot, but now I do. I want to.
People are just not joining the live, and they're like, "Hi guys, hi bros, you guys are just fucking joining right at the right time."
He groaned as the tip slowly entered, the pre-cum lubricating the way. Fletch panted as he felt the mushroom tip pop past the barrier of his anus.
Dude, I fucking hate that term.
Fill him inside.
Mushroom tip.
He began to move his hips, then taking a little more of Samuel's cock inside of him and as he moved. Samuel grunted as he felt the tip of his cock enter Fletch. He then put his hands on Fletch's hips and helped him move up and down on the thick shaft. Slowly, he sank down till nearly all of Samuel's Bigfoot cock entered into Fletch's ass and was filled entirely. When he couldn't take it anymore, Fletch started to move again. Slowly, he lifted up his hips and then brought them down again. Samuel moaned in response and wanted desperately to make him move faster, but knew how delicate a witch's body could be.
fucking sucks to be a witch. Wouldn't he technically be a warlock?
No.
The only females were witches.
He's gay.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
A gay warlock is a witch.
Is that like a slur? Like how you can't call gay guys fairies? Is like you call gay guy a witch? Is that like the same thing?
I don't know, bro.
Oh man.
Instead, he used his hands to grip Fletch's hips and knead his ass cheeks as he fucked him with a maddening slowness.
He need his ass cheeks.
You
You ever been fucked by an elephant?
Fletch cried out in pleasure as Samuel fucked him, struggling to keep up with his rapid movements. He tossed his head back, long, wavy brown hair cascading down his back as he rode Samuel. With a roaring cry, Samuel released a year's worth of sexual tension into Fletch and filled him with his hot cum. Remember, Samuel's a Bigfoot.
God damn.
Fletch's eyes rolled back as he too came, his cock jerking and spurting his cum over his chest. Thank you, Samuel said, panting. Fletch nodded as he also tried to catch his breath. When Samuel pulled out of Fletch, a torrent of cum spilled between them. Samuel laid Fletch on the ground beside him, then stood and fetched them a bucket of water with which they could clean up. Now what will we do till morning? Fletch asked playfully as Samuel returned with a bucket and a bar of soap he'd found.
Just find a bar of soap.
This is a cottage in the woods. I suppose we'll have to tell stories and talk about your garden, Samuel said, setting down the bucket inside Fletch. He laughed. They did end up telling. This is not very homoerotic from here, so. That's the next one. 1, 2, 3.
I think it's.
God, it's a long one too. Should I read it?
Yeah, man. We got nothing but fucking time. How far are we? Yeah, we're only an hour in. Let's fucking do it.
Okay. This is about a man that was camping in the woods, and he's being watched by a male Bigfoot.
Okay.
This is another gay one.
I would expect nothing less out of this show.
Unfortunately, I could only find gay ones tonight.
That's perfect.
This is another gay Bigfoot.
I feel like Bigfoot wouldn't be, they.
Dude, if you're a Bigfoot,
they'd be okay with whatever.
You strictly take what you can get.
As long as there's a hole, they're fine with the hole.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He crept closer, carefully as the human began to touch the newest bottle with some liquid from the first bottle. This is the human was trying to coax in the Bigfoot. The human was intent on his task, so the Sasquatch closed the distance quickly. The human got onto his knees. The human got onto his hands and knees in a near universal breeding stance, placing this new bottle at his back entrance before the bottle slipped away. The Sasquatch saw an opportunity. The human's asshole was shining with what the Sasquatch now surmised was some sort of pre-cum-like lubricant. It gaped slightly in a way that called to the Sasquatch's cock. He approached rapidly and grabbed the human's slim waist with one hand while guiding his cock with the other. He saw as the human turned and looked at him with a clear surprise. This wasn't an unfamiliar expression of the Sasquatch, but the Sasquatch was certain he would have the human moaning again soon. Chris, which was the human, saw the monstrosity behind him, a giant man-ape covered in fur, its thick hand on Chris's waist, the other guiding a massive cock towards his ass. Chris had time to say, Bigfoot, before that massive cock was no longer being guided, but was entering his ass. The tip had to be the size of an apple.
Oh, fuck.
And Chris was grateful for the lubricant he'd applied himself. He was trying to get the Bigfoot to fuck him. As well as the apparent inherent lube the creature provided from its own member. Chris groaned in pain and pleasure as the beast pressed into his asshole. Chris had been fisted once, and that experience was nearly identical to this except for the relief of the wrist as the hand had entered his ass. You ever been fisted, Rob?
I have not, thank God.
Okay. If you've ever been fisted, send us an email, BurHioPodcast@gmail.com. The beast's member tested Chris's limits as it pressed in unrelentingly as he was unable to stifle another painfully pleasurable moan. Chris was already close before he heard the twig snap. This unwanted intrusion was quickly becoming very wanted. The Sasquatch watched as the head of his cock disappeared in the male human's asshole. The man began to let out feminine moan after feminine moan. Can you give me a couple of those? Just maybe one. Yeah, dude, that was what it sounded like for sure. I promise you, dude. If I'm getting fucked in the butt by a Sasquatch, that's not the noise I'm gonna. If I'm getting fucked by a Bigfoot, it's gonna sound like somebody getting in a car accident. Like, I'm gonna be like, "Oh fuck, shit, goddamn it!" It hurt, dude. The man began to let out feminine moan after feminine moan as the Sasquatch placed both hands on the human's hips to push himself deeper in. This hole was so tight at the outside, yet different from any woman he'd ever had. The Sasquatch wanted to feel it all. Oh, man. He had not felt an end to it yet. Can't your small intestines like wrap around the world a couple times or some shit like that?
I think so. Something
I
like
heard that in King of the Hill. And the Sasquatch was determined to find out how deep that butthole was. Chris was helpless as the monster's cock pushed deeper and deeper into his ass. This was by far the thickest thing he'd ever taken. It was intensely pleasurable, but his asshole was throbbing with each additional inch. But there were thick veins and ridges that had him nearly begging for the next inch. Oh, Lord. He collapsed forward onto his elbows, knowing he should be gritting his teeth at this unwanted intrusion, but let out a surprisingly slutty moan instead. Yeah.
Is that a slutty moan?
Yeah, it was.
I think so.
You're such a slut.
I'm so dirty.
You're a nasty bitch.
Oh, fuck!
There's no way anyone's ever fucked a Bigfoot and made that sound.
Oh, shit.
Chris looked back and saw that the monster seemed to only be halfway in.
Oh, God.
God damn! But it was still the furthest he'd ever taken anything, let alone a cock. He let another unwilling, slutty moan before falling further forward onto his elbows as the beast forced another inch in.
Give me the rest, Daddy. Fuck. My butt.
Yeah, dude. My butt hurts from listening to this.
My poor little asshole.
I'm gonna need a new butt from reading this. Fuck. Oh God. Oh. I'll be the Bigfoot. You be the
I'll be the slut.
Yeah. Chris wished he could pretend that he wasn't enjoying this, but from this angle, he could see his cock jutting out.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Hard. I'm gonna jut my cock later.
Bigfoot's dick is so big every time he goes in, he like pushes his out like a little Muppet. Muppet dick.
Jesus. He couldn't. Is that you or me?
Not me. Nobody likes me enough to message me.
Oh, it's Facebook.
No. I have no Facebook friends.
It's my mom and my little brother. I don't know why
They heard you tell the story about your fucking dad's balls hanging out of the bottom of his robe.
Chris wished he could pretend that he wasn't enjoying this, but from this angle he could see his cock jutting out rock hard. He couldn't help but moan yet another time. This was better than James. This was better than every fucking buddy he'd ever been with combined. The Sasquatch marveled at the sight before him. He had never had a Sasquatch female, let alone a human, take his entire cock without a complaint. Now this human, a male nonetheless, had taken the entire length and seemed to enjoy it. The Sasquatch began to fuck the human with a...
God.
The Sasquatch began to fuck the human with abandon after seeing that he was able to take his entire cock. The male yelped and moaned with every thrust. Yip, yip, yip. But he was gripping the ground, covering, not attempting to strike the Sasquatch. The human definitely seemed to be enjoying it. The Sasquatch reveled in the feeling of the human's tight hole, particularly when he pulled his massive cock almost entirely out, feeling the human's rings.
Oh, God, don't refer to my asshole as a ring.
Feeling the human's ring squeezing rhythmically against the head of his monstrous cock. Chris consciously knew that he was allowing this to happen because he was hornier than he'd ever been before. Chris also consciously knew that he wouldn't stop it even if he could. The monster had an absolutely huge cock in every way. It was very thick, and it was longer than anything Chris had ever taken before. Even still, Chris managed it with very little pain and very much pleasure.
This is why females don't get like turned on by whenever we try to dirty talk them, because we say shit like this. That's why they'll write stuff back to you, but they'll have like the straightest face ever while we're over here fucking sweating and like panting and shit, and they're just like, oh yeah, that sounds really good.
That sounds cool. Every additional inch the beast pushed in was another inch of pleasure for Chris. He felt like if he looked down, he would see an indication as the thick cock pushed yet another inch deeper into his gut.
Damn.
Chris could feel the involuntary squeezes of his asshole as he came in pure anal bliss. Can you fucking come, like, just by putting stuff in your butt?
Yeah, I mean, your prostate's there.
All right.
So I'm assuming you can.
He didn't actually come, not yet.
Oh, okay, there we go.
This is feeling radiated from his actual hole. Something he'd only experienced a couple times before and never this quickly. He felt empty as the monster pulled out.
What a slut.
It seemed to pause for a second with its cock just inside Chris's asshole. Chris could feel every ridge, vein, and bump as his hole...
Why is there bumps on his dick?
He could feel every ridge, vein, and bump as his hole spasmed with pleasure. He continued to let out involuntary moan after involuntary moan. His cock and nipples rock hard. Pleasure washing over his entire body. The Sasquatch watched with curiosity while the human moaned and writhed, its hole gripping the Sasquatch's cock. The human's moans grew slightly less frequent, as did the rhythmic gripping, and the Sasquatch determined that the human's odd climax was coming to an end. He began to thrust inward again, taking delight in the expression on the human's face and looked back. The human was clearly still in shock, but its face expressed pure pleasure. The Sasquatch thrust his entire member deep into the human's tight hole. Slowly but faster than his initial entry, he enjoyed the varying noises the human made as he entered it. Some quiet gasps, some pained grunts, but most loud moans that declared pleasure in any language. The noises were made in reverse. As the Sasquatch withdrew his long, thick cock, he continued to push in and out of the human.
How you do it in reverse?
Eventually, the Sasquatch grew tired of brief glimpses of the human's face.
Damn.
Jesus. Yeah, Squatch.
She's a bag.
The human had an intensely alluring ass that the Sasquatch looked at frequently as he plunged his cock into the hair.
Like me and you.
This is
fucking onions on us,
this
boy.
This isn't us.
Okay.
Into its hairless hole.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not me. You lost me there. That's you, not me.
Still, he wanted to see this human's face as it took the Sasquatch's cock. He wanted to see the human moan as he thrust in and out of it. Without warning, the Sasquatch roughly spun the human while still fucking him, taking on the human's facial expressions with delight as he continued to thrust in and out. Chris was in ecstasy as the beast continued to fuck him from behind. Chris had gone so far as to reach back and spread his ass to allow the monster to get a couple of inches deeper.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking Chris was receiving was incredible. The warmth had spread to every inch of his body after his anal orgasm had not left. If anything, it had intensified. Every single inward thrust sent pulses of pleasure throughout his body. Every single outward pull left him with a sense of emptiness, but even more, an intense sense of anticipation for the pleasure he knew he would soon feel. The monster Chris could not bring himself to think of it as anything closer to human seemed to be getting faster with each thrust. Chris welcomed this change in pace as it led to more pleasure and less anticipation. Suddenly, without warning, he felt the beast's hands grip him tightly, then spin him while its cock was buried balls deep in his ass. Chris let out a loud gasp at this strange feeling before he was put back on the ground. The monster positioned Chris's legs on its arms and towered over him and resumed thrusting. Chris knew he was in trouble now. Each inward thrust by the beast pressed roughly against his prostate in a way that ensured a rapidly building orgasm. And that was the last. I think there was another page, but
He cut off a lot of the same shit.
God, dude.
Man, that's fucking hot.
What the fuck are we doing here?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can really continue this podcast with this fucking raging boner that I have right now.
Those are really long stories.
Yeah, it is. It's all good, though.
If you've ever been fucked by a Sasquatch, send us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com.
Or someone with an aggressively big penis.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to you also.
Yeah.
If you just got one of those things, we can do that too.
Always fun.
Well, those are Bigfoot attacks, and that was a little Bigfoot erotica.
We know what you guys like.
Yeah. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to do a quick zoom.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Just knock one out.
Let's do it, baby boy.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll drink one of these Miller High Lifes with my ass if you guys come to it.
there's cold ones in the fridge.
Just not one hot one.
Hot.
Just make sure whenever you join, you say High Life ass,
High life in the ass.
or else I know you're a phony and you're a fake.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, love you guys.
Love you.
Hey.
Oh, God. We ended on YouTube, but not on the real stream.